kind of looking at. Hey folks, we're at the Village today. Welcome. Thanks for wherever you're watching from. It's going to be an amazing conversation today with this guy over here, Randy Gill.
Peace.
So in about,
in
about 5 seconds, you're going to hear a wonderful conversation. Thanks for tuning in today on YouTube. Bye.
Bye.
We normally have our YouTube up by like 9:30 on a Sunday, but that's when it's pre-recorded. But today we're going to put it up a little bit later because, of course, you and I weren't going to do this twice, right? No, we weren't. We were going to do it twice. So Randy is here because we've been trying to bug him to be here for a couple times. I guess it just didn't work out, and then always kind of try and do it post-race. And to be honest, post-race, post-running4home day is a tough day because we've put out so much the day before. There were like 30 Village volunteers working really hard yesterday, and so then to come back and have a gathering, some people felt like, hey, I had my community. This was amazing. This was wonderful. But this is great that you get to be here and we get to chat about it. So again, before we get into it, thanks again for yesterday. I'm so proud of our crew. I love when people say, who are all these volunteers? Well, the Village hosts this, and 90% of our volunteers are from the Village. And
how many people ran yesterday?
Anybody ran?
Oh, yes, nice. I saw you. You got a medal or a trophy or something. What did he win?
Oh, he won a prize. A prize. He won a prize. He was very happy about it.
It was a gag gift. It was a gag gift.
Yeah.
I saw Wes flying.
Wes was flying. Yeah.
I said to Wes, "How old are you, Wes?" I thought he was maybe 43.
Did you? Oh, yeah. I knew how old he was. Yeah.
He's old. He could be in the seniors run.
How old are you?
I think I'm a year younger than him.
Are
I'm
you
a senior yet?
Okay. No discounted shoppers. So we're just going to talk. Randy and I are going to chat about him, a little bit about his charities. So we've been supporting their opportunity for the last few years with this race. It's co-supported. We also support Daughter Project. But I thought we'd get started by just asking Randy. He can tell us whatever he wants today, but tell us a few non-work related things that you think we'd either find interesting about you or we'd find really lame about you.
Oh, lots of lame.
Well, Jen already told us that, but yeah, but actually tell us, give us a couple things that you think we'd find interesting and then really lame.
Long time ago, I was born in a town called Brockville.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Is that lame?
It's already lame, yeah.
I guess if I start here,
if you start, then we might find you some other part of your life.
And then I left Brockville, and things got exciting after that. No, actually, Brockville is a really great place to grow up. It's awesome. I have there's 4 brothers. I'm the oldest of 4 boys.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's lame or exciting.
No, that's cool.
They're all handsome, a lot more handsome than I am.
This is true, actually. If you say some pictures, yeah.
So,
2 of them at least.
So I'm the oldest, and Ryan and Rob and Ryan.
So you're saying you've never won sexiest student at Lakeshore Pentecostal Camp?
Yes. Yeah, I think I have, for sure.
But that was low competition that year.
Yeah, and
Ryan wasn't there that year.
I had lots of hair, like my friend back there. It's getting baptized right on. That's cool. I had lots of long hair sticking out my motorcycle helmet. And Jen thought I was super lame.
Ooh.
Yeah, it wasn't actually cool, I guess.
Okay.
I had a cool leather jacket, long hair, hockey guy. Yeah. I'm not sure if this is lame or exciting, but I played a couple of games of pro hockey. It might be lame because I never played in the NHL. That could be lame too. Hockey was my life. Yeah. And it kind of has now turned into a passion.
Yeah.
Our project that we do all across the country, I can talk a little bit more about that. What's not lame is I'm here with my wife, almost 30 years, Jen. Yay.
Yeah.
And my handsome son of almost 18 years old, Lucas.
Lucas, nice.
I know you thought he was 25. He's only, he'll be 18 in September. Yeah.
Very good. So great that you guys are here. And on the pro hockey thing, you've still played 3 more pro hockey games than most people, so you're good.
Yeah, well, I think that was important for me to do.
I think you're good.
It was intentional for myself. That was part of my rehab, actually.
Okay, nice little slip in there. I mean, if I played 3 pro hockey games, I'd tell everybody.
Actually, it was 2.
Oh, it was 2. Okay, alrighty.
Don't give me too much credit.
No, it's back to lame. Okay, so tell us a little bit about their opportunity. Tell us, first of all, just what is their opportunity?
Yeah, so we are a national children's organization that supports underserviced youth to empower them through sport and generosity. The unique part about what we do at Their Opportunity is we may put your daughter in dance or in football or in soccer, and then that same individual has to do a community service project as a way of paying it forward in their community. So we're empowering youth through sport and generosity by doing this. So when we started, actually, I'll tell a little quick story about when we started. That's probably part of your questions, but I'll just keep talking.
We can do whatever you want.
So we actually founded our organization in 2009. And in 2010 was our first individual family that we supported, 2010. It was on Father's Day, and we supported a single father with 4 girls, and we put all of his girls in an aquatics program, and that's how we started this whole journey. Yeah. So that was a long time ago.
That's
12, 14, yeah.
I know, it's weird, it's 2024, I know, it's still strange.
It is strange.
So 14 years ago is when, and you started with that small seed of just like helping this one family. So did you already know, like, did you already have an idea of like how many people you wanted to help, or was just like, well, let's just do one and see what happens?
Well, because I'm a little crazy, I'm thinking world domination.
Okay.
But as you know, wisdom kicks in, you're thinking, I want to help my neighbor.
Yeah.
I want to help the people around me. And then doing good work by those people, one at a time. Now we're in about 70 cities across the country and have about 60,000 kids in our program.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Oh my goodness. I'm not going to ask you to name all 70 cities, but it started here in Oshawa.
That's correct. Well, we'll call it Durham.
Okay, we can call it whatever you want.
Anybody out.
You can call it the GTA if you don't want to call it Durham either. But so Durham. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So 14 years ago, and you started with one family, and there's that many kids, that many cities. What's your like? Is there like, I see you do a lot with hockey, you have a passion, but you do it with other things.
Yeah.
How do you get connected with some of the like the programs across the city that you're doing, or the country that you're doing this stuff?
Great question. You know, really, literally, it's word of mouth. We don't really spend any money on advertising, marketing. It's you, the people. It's for you, the people, to help your neighbor. So we're giving you opportunity to support someone, to help someone. So you can do that by donating or volunteering or being at our events. And, you know, it just kind of, that's the way it happens. And leagues will talk to other leagues, or municipalities will talk to other municipalities. And that's literally how it started. And that's still how we do things. So we started by subsidizing recreation through the registration process, but then it's evolved into so many other incredible sport for development opportunities now that we're doing. You may have seen a project that we just did with Pascal Siakam and John Tavares. We were in an interesting situation when they approached us to be a part of a revitalization project in downtown Toronto and Alexander Park. And we have actually completed phase 1 of the project. We resurfaced a whole new basketball court, and now we're doing a whole multi-space court right next to it, so that we could bring back play. We could bring back opportunities and hope. And we know that this is going to change a community. So it's important that you understand one kid at a time, one family, one person at a time. Yeah. But we're also doing some of these massive sport for development and community development projects with some pretty heavy hitters. And it's been exciting to watch. And I have so many people to be thankful for: my staff, my board, volunteers, yourself, this community, for getting behind us to empower youth.
So, because when people ask me what it's about, I give them 2 things. I say they help kids that can't afford to play sports. That's my one thing.
Check.
And then I say they also help certain neighborhoods that maybe need some opportunity for, like you say, play. And so that project, so I say like they might help build a new playground or revitalize it. So the one you did with Tavares and who's the other?
Pascal Siakam.
Oh, he's gone.
He's coming back. Don't tell anybody. Oh, it's on YouTube.
What? It's not doing that.
He's going to come back to help us finish phase 2.
Oh, for you. He's not coming back for us. Okay, it's fine. So,
but we won't tell people.
So how did you switch from helping kids play sports who can't afford sports, which is already amazing because, you know, given the, to thinking like we're going to build a playground or basketball courts.
Yeah, I think as we went through this process, we understood there was some bigger things that needed our attention. During COVID especially, a number of organizations like ours couldn't survive. And we were very blessed and fortunate to stay alive. But during that time, people were asking us to prepare for some of these incredible initiatives and program and build virtual things and mental health and wellness programs for schools and physical literacy projects, all kinds of really amazing things that, again, started to turn into more of these bigger projects and community projects. And yeah, we built some playgrounds in South Oshawa, a Ninja Warrior course. That was really cool. Yeah, we've done some other incredible initiatives and playgrounds and yeah, revitalization. We've also evolved into, like I said, some of these specialized projects like mental health and wellness. We do some yoga programs. We do some things in schools. Some of your schools have had our Dines for Time initiative in your school. That was pretty cool as well. So yeah, this is how it's evolved and grown.
Tell us, okay, two things. One about the mental health aspect that how are you helping that? Like what's your initiative there?
Yeah, so we're working with, some of you may even know Shauna McKellar, a child psychometrist in the Durham region. We brought her along to help us build out some tools for youth and for students that were suffering from mental health and introduced play and activity and intertwine that and to help, you know, alleviate some of those stressors and to look for things when they arise and to utilize breathing and foursquare breathing and different things in order to help combat that.
Oh, and because I mean, we hear so often that activity, physical activity, exercise is one of the best like natural medicines for mental health,
yes,
for stress, for anxiety. So that just plays right into your
core,
word.
Into our mission and what we do. Yeah.
Okay. And then the other, I've noticed that you've done some stuff with Indigenous communities, with Ted Nolan, the former coach from Buffalo Sabres.
Yeah, NHL Coach of the Year. Yeah, he and his sons, Brandon and Jordan. Actually, Jordan won 3 Stanley Cups. Legit dudes, great people. We love them to death. And we travel with them all over Canada to Indigenous communities to help support them and do hockey schools and life skills and development. It's been really special. So yeah, we're doing another probably 30 or 40 communities, Indigenous communities as well. We do hockey equipment drives, things like that as well. And this year we delivered to Northwest Territories equipment. So many people have come alongside of us to make that a reality.
Wow. So like, because your budget, I've seen your budget.
It's pretty small.
It's not that big. So when you're doing that and you have thousands and thousands of dollars of like, I mean, goalie equipment alone is ridiculous. Every parent is like, don't be a goalie, don't be a goalie. So that's all donated stuff, kind of outside of your financial budget. It's just like, we've received this, we're giving it.
Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of in-kind gifts to help us achieve what we're doing, giving kids opportunity. And even goalie equipment, we've had to say, thank you, but we can't have any more. We don't have enough room for all this goalie equipment too.
Right.
We have stacks of it in our
last time I checked, there's only one goalie on a team, so you can't have too much.
So we're distributing all over the country now in different places of hockey equipment.
And so you approach like, these are obviously equipment companies, and so what's the connection? How do you do this? Is it just like cold call, please, pretty please? Like
yeah, basically, or someone in a crowd like this, we're talking about it, someone from X company will come and say, hey, you know, my brother-in-law is blah, blah, blah. I'm going to connect the two of you guys because they got a whole lot of equipment they'd like to help support you.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how it happens. You need to talk about what we do and to help your families in your community. Talk about it. Talk about us. You are us. You are us. You are a part of us. So please do that. And our budget's we're the little engine that could.
Hey, we get it. We get it.
Huge impact, but we typically are 10xing every dollar of what we bring in. You know, so if we bring in $500,000, we're delivering $5 million of impact with that.
Wow. That's crazy. So have you, I wasn't gonna ask this question, have you seen a lot of generosity within the sports community, the pro sports community, that people want to give of what they have back to people that need it?
Yeah, absolutely. Most athletes nowadays understand what giving back is. It's part of the training. It's ingrained. We work with some really great professional sports teams. The Ottawa Senators is one of our, actually that's why I got the broken leg here, broke my fibula playing with them.
Yeah, I'm sure they all see that so well on YouTube right there.
Yeah, I got my little cast on still.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been so good to us. For example, their players, their organization, their foundation, empowering us to help more youth, help more underserviced kids in the Ottawa and Greater Ottawa region. Yeah.
I love you said just talk, and like someone you might meet, if you keep sharing good news stories, someone might hear you and say, oh, I can do that. Like a little thing happened in my neighborhood just because of that. And it's like, because I talked about something, they're like, oh, I actually go to this thing on Wednesdays. I can bring that there for you. Like the smallest little thing. I mentioned my friend Rachel, who works for Race Series Canada. Yeah. And you just get, you're actually a friendly neighbor, and talk about some of the good stuff you're doing. And people just want to say, oh, we have all this stuff. We can actually give this to you. They helped us. Shirt costs has skyrocketed from COVID. It went up to $13 a shirt, which takes away from what we can give organizations like you. And so with that connection, she talked to their shirt printer, who prints thousands of shirts for them, and said, we'd never take on a local race of 500 shirts, but we'll tag it on to like all the stuff we do for you. And so we got our shirts for like pre-COVID prices. Amazing. Because of that connection, because someone says, oh, I can do this, I can help you, we can make this work. So
everyone has an opportunity to create opportunities for other people.
Yeah.
So step up, be generous, be kind. That's our mission.
Yeah.
That's your mission. That's the Village mission, is be kind, be generous, love.
Yeah.
And let that leak out of us.
Yeah, don't get tired of doing good things.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we have good time, which is great. So you weren't always doing this. Just give us a really quick recap of their opportunity and now. So you were what before you were doing this?
So how far do I rewind? So
I mean, don't go back to Brockville again. We don't need to hear that.
That's too far. Brockville, we love you. Yeah, played my junior hockey in Brockville, then went to college, university, studied theology, psychology, and ended up doing youth work in Canada and different parts of the country. It was in Alberta and different parts of Ontario, and ended up pastoring for a season. Actually, Melody Recker was with me on my team when we were together in Oshawa back in the day. She's awesome, by the way. Give it up for Melody. Yeah, we love her. And I was at a professional development day. This was, 15, 16 years ago now, with a group of amazing people at this conference called the Day of Hope and Leadership. This isn't part of my notes or the question. I don't even think, but it's.
Yep, that was me, not you. Sorry.
And Dan Carter and his leadership team put this amazing conference together. And while I was there, one of the last presenters of the day, his name is Ian Hill. And he is an American gentleman working in casinos and development for Las Vegas. And he used some words that I can't say here when he was presenting. Yeah. And he said, blankety blank and do this and do that. Like, what's wrong with you folks in this room? Why am I building playgrounds in your low-income neighborhoods? I don't even live here. And I'm like, why am I coming to help you? Just do it yourself. And I took him by the arm at the end of the conference, and the Mayor Carter was there, and we talked for a minute. I said, Mr. Hill, my name is Randy Gill. I want you to remember my name, and I want to speak with you in 1 year from today. I'm going to start a movement because I'm called to do something more for Canadian youth. And I'm going to start something that's going to be very special. And I want to tell you. So call me in 1 year. Here's my number. Well, let's connect. And I'll tell you what it's going to be when the time is right. And within 1 year, we had started their opportunity. and because I knew I needed to do more. So not that what I was doing was, bad or upside down or wrong. It was a season, and that season was over, and the next season had come. And now here I am speaking to you folks and supporting 60,000 plus kids and counting. And I'm grateful to God for his leading to put me where I am today. And actually, when we started this whole thing, this is where, your network and the people around you have to step up as well. My wife and my son at the time, they said to me, just got to go in faith and you just have to do this. And we didn't have any money. Like I literally had no salary for a couple of years in order to do this and to give your kids in your neighborhood an opportunity. So what I'm asking you is to sacrifice as well. Just a little bit, somehow sacrifice to help kids in your neighborhood join or partner with us. My wife and my son were like, you got to do this. So we did it, and they sacrificed, we all did, and here we are.
Wow, that's a great story. I think I've heard it, but it feels like the first time, which I love, so because it was just so passionate. So you spoke about your faith. I know you're careful because you're speaking in so many different settings, and I'm with you on this philosophy. I don't do anything that you do, but I'm very connected in my neighborhood, in my community, and it's interesting because I've been doing, this is weird, but it's going to connect. I've been doing a lot of funerals lately that are neighborhood funerals, and I love the privilege of being with people. And some of my colleagues that are pastors say they can't do or they won't do non-religious funerals. I'm like, why? Well, because they don't know what to do or how to talk. And I say, I'm crazy. I'm a little mysterious here. I kind of believe that no matter what I say, if I'm present, Jesus is present.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter if I say it, talk about it or not, something happens. There's something beautiful in the room. So, but I'm also careful and thoughtful of how I talk and how I communicate. So you do the same in the circles. But my question then is, how does your faith influence this? Like you said, you have to take a step of faith. So let's talk about that for a couple minutes here.
Yeah, it's everything. It really is. And, I don't have a lot of settings where I can let my hair down and talk a little bit more about the journey of my faith and how it's led me to where I am today. And it's taking a step of faith when you know that maybe there's nothing there to step onto, but yet God is by your side, right? And I don't know, I always kind of picture it as his hand under my foot when it's in the air somehow. I'm like, I can't believe I'm actually doing this. And then all of a sudden he's there to kind of help and guide and lead. But for me, it's all about faith, hope, and love. And it's kind of been the framework of their opportunity is this whole idea of hope and love, and this whole cycle of generosity is really rooted in my core as well.
Yeah.
And I actually, Craig, do you have I gave you a verse, maybe it's a good time, do you mind if I
sure.
read a Bible verse?
How could you?
Probably the wrong place to say, do you mind? Yeah. Let's go to the Romans one, if you don't mind, on the screen there. Romans 5.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah, 1 to 5. Craig's good. Therefore, since we've been justified through faith, something has happened inside of me, in you, we have peace with God. And I think this idea of passing on peace is a special art form that you need to really flex that muscle. Because it's not easy out there in the world that you live in to give away peace, because it's chaos seems to be the most prevalent thing that we find, or people are always in chaos and turmoil. But there's something about that peace. People often ask me, like, what's different about you? And I say it's peace, it's hope. It comes from God. And through him we have gained access by faith into this grace in which we now stand. We boast in the hope of glory. Not only so, but we also glory in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces a few things. You go through these things, you step out in faith, and it produces this perseverance. How we need that today, right? And perseverance, character. People will judge you by your character. How is your character? Is it backing up what you're doing? And character, finally, is idea of hope. Hope does not put us to shame. And I think that's kind of where I've lived in that space of being a dispenser of hope. Like, smile and be generous and fake it at least until you make it, and it's really like it's real, you know? And that's biblical. That should be a structure within your life, in your business, in your organizations. Do you have a structure that lends to peace or gives to peace and joy? Because that stuff is contagious and people are attracted to it. And what's my other verse there? I think it was Hebrews, eh? Let me read that now too. Hebrews 10.
Yep, 10:23.
10:23. Yeah, let me just reference that too before we wrap up here. I think it's important. And yes, I should wear my glasses. Actually, I feel like I don't like to wear my glasses. And you think that, putting them on makes you look smarter, but not wearing them is dumb.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you, but I think you should put them on. And
all of a sudden now I can see. So
you don't look better or worse with them. You just look like Randy with glasses.
Okay. So let us consider. Let us hold unswervingly to the hope we profess. Again, this idea of hope. For he who promised is faithful. And let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up, meeting together and fellowshipping and spurring each other on, iron sharpening iron, as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another. And if I could do anything today, I want to encourage you through hope and through love. And especially as you see this day approaching, we all have that day, we all have been through a lot. I was just telling Jordan there at the back, about some of my tough days of 2024. Losing my father unexpectedly, breaking my leg. Because probably not everyone needs to know I also got staph infection. So if you were around me, sorry. But I just it took me out. Like it really beat me up, but I was not defeated. And I'm sitting here today saying I'm not defeated by all of this over the last few months, but I'm beaten up just like anybody else is beaten up. I'm human, I'm real, but I know that I can rely on my faith, my family, my friends, just to kind of lift me up so that we can keep this thing moving forward. And so I encourage you to do that. And actually, Sarah, I was thinking about you, as I was coming in here, I was like, oh, Chris, she's up there singing. Like, don't give up doing this stuff. I know it would be like you're a mom of 3, right? Yeah. It would be easy to give up doing, like, you got a lot going on. But the next generation and your kids, we all we need that. We need you to feed. And God will feed you through that as well. Sorry, my little lost.
No, there's no script. Right.
Well, you have a script.
No, I don't. These are just questions.
I'll put this back on to be smart again.
Yeah.
But I just feel like this is the time that the next generation needs us to have hope. Needs us to show what hope is, what love is, what joy is, what peace is, because it seems to, that's the building block of everything. That's the building block of their opportunity as well.
That's amazing. I was going to ask one more question, and the question is why Jesus? And I think it connects well. Yesterday, our race has produced in the last few years like a really neat energy, and people don't get it, right? They get it, they feel it, but they don't know what it is. And we love when people say, like, we don't know what this is. There's something different about this race. There's a different kind of energy. And we always if somebody says that, and we'll go back to like the crew at registration or Brad at the mic, we're like, haha, it's Jesus. Because it really is. I really believe that to the core, that Jesus makes the difference. And there's so much confusion out there these days with, just religious thought and so much different ideas. But I love asking this simple question as we close, like, why Jesus? Why did you and why do you still follow Jesus in the midst of all this? And we'll do that and then we'll pray.
Because I think I understand how I'm formed. I think I understand my foundation. And once you have a firm foundation, you can build from that. You can get beaten up or a brick or two removed or kicked in, but if your foundation is built on something solid, like faith, hope, love, on these things, it will remain. At my dad's funeral, I shared one of these verses too about what it's like to leave a legacy. What was it that he left? He left behind this whole idea of loving. I know it's cheesy. It's probably on a poster or something behind me, but it's love God and love people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay. I can embrace that because it's a real legacy. It's real simple. One of my cousins, that's all right. One of my cousins was saying to me, man, like what your dad left behind, I just, like, look at this. This is crazy. He's just a normal man, a mailman, postman, and a bus driver. But what did he leave behind? This incredible legacy of love, faith, hope, all of these things. And I want to do the same. I want my son to do that and leave that for his kids and the next generation. And know where your firm foundation is. Always build from it up.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. I think that's a good place to end. Yeah. Why don't we pray, and then if anyone has any questions you want to bug Randy with, you can ask them. We might be entertain that, but let's pray first. God, thank you. Thank you so much for your goodness. Thank you that you spur us on to do good things. Thank you that when you call and you nudge us to get out of our comfort zone, to start something, to do something, to walk across the street, just to love on somebody. God, that when we say yes to those things, you change the person that you're calling us to love on, but you're also changing us. And then there's this ripple effect because somebody else is watching, somebody else will be impacted by the hope and the faith and the love that we have, that we live, and that leaks out of us. And so, God, we just pray that your Spirit would help us to keep saying yes to doing some of the things that wake us up early in the morning, like yesterday, doing some of the things that call us to give some money away, to give of our time, things in this community here, in our church community, but also in our neighborhoods. Yeah, and I just want to pray for Randy and for their opportunity. I'm grateful that out of one family that got to benefit from aquatics, and they couldn't afford it, that it's turned into what it's turned into. And we just pray that this would continue to bless people, to encourage people, to fill people with hope, that families and kids that just desperately need to see this would see it when they receive. And then, this is so cool, and then in the future, they might turn out and give something away from what they have and bless somebody else. And so we just pray for that. Yeah, I pray for all the wisdom that Randy and the crew need at their opportunity, that they keep doing good things and they never get tired of it. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Wasn't this good? So good. I think it was better than I thought it'd be, Randy. No, I honestly, so good, so good. We love interviews here. We just love talking and seeing what God does in the middle of stuff. And thanks for just sharing everything. Yeah. So.